Fable franchise has often been defined as much by its charismatic spokesperson, Peter Molyneux, and his far-reaching promises as it has its actual content. With Fable 3, I'm sure it will be no different. Grand ideas were tossed around in the lead up to its release. Some of them panned out, others did not. Whatever your expectations are, you should know this. Fable 3 is a great, if sometimes disjointed and sloppy, adventure that is filled with a lot of original concepts. You play as a prince or princess, the child of Fable 2's hero who went on to rule the mythical world of Albion. Your sibling is the king, and his iron-fisted rule has left the kingdom weary and worn. Through Fable 3, you'll work to win allies and ultimately overthrow your brother, before taking control as ruler yourself. That part at the end is a fantastic climax.
Ah, yes, one's heart soars before such regal bearing.
The world of Albion is a lot of fun to explore, especially if you've played past Fable games. The setting is 50 years past Fable 2, bringing Albion into the Industrial Age, and the world has changed. Though the graphics aren't the best on Xbox 360, the atmosphere really sells the world as real. Everything is presented with a tongue-in-cheek British style of humor, one part slapstick and one part dark comedy. There is a ton of voice acting here, and the majority of it is very high quality. Albion is filled with interesting and quirky characters, and they've all got a voice to let you know what they're thinking. Easily the most impressive part of the presentation is how friendly Lionhead has made Fable 3. Everything is streamlined and simplified, which means less time fiddling with options and more time just playing the game. The breadcrumb trail is back, though it is a little buggy. Building on this concept of accessibility, the developers almost entirely did away with menus, replacing them with 3D interactive objects. The map is a particular high point and a huge improvement over Fable 2. The ultimate goal in Fable 3 is to win enough followers to take over as king or queen, and to do that you'll have to hit the campaign trail. Heroic deeds such as completing quests will get you far, but you can also do it the old-fashioned way by pounding the pavement and shaking hands.
Congratulations! Living out among the people has paid off!
Certain main quests must be completed to finish the game, and you'll have to make campaign promises to important people, but you're afforded an incredible amount of flexibility in how you want to go about playing the game. The great strength and occasional weakness of Fable 3 is that the whole world operates on a simulation. On the one hand, it means there's a phenomenal amount of freedom to be good or evil. On the flip side, you occasionally wind up with voices overrunning each other, bugs, or generally nonsensical situations.
Hi there, Majesty. How can I help?
Fable 3's quest design ranges from story-heavy adventures to simple fetch quests, though a surprising number of side quests are a lot of fun and fully fleshed out. Like past Fable games, there is plenty to collect here, adding many hours to the base game. The combat system, like everything else in Fable 3, is streamlined and friendly. You'll level up your skills and find new weapons and spells as you progress, but the base mechanics remain the same one-button setup. As simple as everything is, I found it to be a lot of fun, mostly thanks to the epic finishing moves that you occasionally whip out. The most interesting part of Fable 3 is the challenge it presented. The game itself is incredibly easy. You'll very likely make it straight through without ever falling in battle. The challenging part comes at the end when you become king and are faced with real decisions and very real consequences. This is one of the few games where I felt like what I did had a real impact.
Aurora is part of your kingdom now, and I ask that you grant us protection. Build a desert outpost that can warn my people should the crawler attack.
Aurora is under our protection. It is our duty to build this outpost.
The king's decision is final.
That emotional experience isn't quite all there, however. Fable 3 is an odd game in that it feels like two separate experiences slapped together. One moment you'll be making campaign promises to save and oppress people, and the next you'll be ripping out a huge burp while running around half naked. It feels disjointed, to say the least. It's possible to overlook these shortcomings in the name of fun, which is ultimately what Fable 3 excels at, especially if you have Xbox Live. The co-op game, playable online or off, is much improved over Fable 2, which means that it's actually enjoyable. You can even marry your own online friend. Achievement unlocked. Fable 3 feels like what its predecessor should have been. It's streamlined and friendly, offers tough decisions, and lets you play however you like. A few bugs and a two-faced game design sometimes get in the way of the emotional moments, but Fable 3 is absolutely an adventure that most any type of gamer can enjoy. For more info on Fable 3, head over to IGN.com.